Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible. With special thanks to Revenant, Anerdinwarpaint, Antonio Hernandez, Icestormshadow, Matthew Holmquist, Nathan Welch Jr., and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Solasta, Crown of the Magister, as we find ourselves faced with a bit of a mystery. Now, I am not entirely sure how to approach this, but I guess we'll wander around town, talk to some key figures. We did pass a tavern not too far back, and that does seem to be where the quest marker is pointing us. Let's have a look. Oh, there we go.
It's rather silly, really, this young man. He asked me for a specific design so he could propose.
So, he probably gambled the money away.
Not him. Straight arrow. On the fast track to Sergeant or higher. I asked around.
So, where is this paragon of yours?
Consigned to guard duty. A whole week. And that just on his return from patrol.
I would say that's peculiar, but not necessarily incriminating. Let's see what else we've got.
Sergeant, when can I see my Eric? He is due some liberty.
Lass, I already told you. He's assigned to guard duty.
A whole week of it? And that after 2 weeks on patrol? No, he just doesn't want to see me anymore.
Now, lass, don't you fret. It's not that at all. The old man has his whole patrol on guard duty in the basement ever since they came back. Something's up. And whatever it is, it can't be good.
Okay, so, I just want to note that, I appreciate how totally not suspicious or creepy at all our entire party looked while eavesdropping on that conversation.
Mistress Mildred, the brewer wants to know when to bring the next delivery of ale. He doesn't want it to go stale. He has his reputation to consider.
If only the Stonefist had let his thirsty patrol out on leave as usual. But now, we've only got the regulars and the ale's not moving too fast. Take him 2 empty barrels and get 2 new. It's the best we can do right now.
Alright, so the general gist of what we're hearing here is that the latest patrol came back, and the Baron immediately put them back on duty in his dungeon, which does seem unusual, with the obvious implication being that the Baron and or the patrol have been replaced by Sorax. Though I suppose if they really wanted to throw us for a loop, it could actually turn out that the Senard or the Sergeant, Niconen, perhaps one or both of them was actually replaced by a Sorak, along with part of the town guard. Maybe the Baron got wind of it and immediately pulled the patrol back to help reinforce his position and protect him from potential infiltrators. Okay, let's go ahead and clear out the other part of town. And it looks like we have to go back to Wilf as well. Atima Bladeburn, local cleric of Arun.
Sun on your face, travelers. My name is Atina Bladeburn, priestess of Aaron. What can I do for you?
Nothing, I guess.
Just passing by to pay our respects.
Not me.
Then good luck and fair weather, friends.
Stay in the light.
Sir. He's got that, dwarven rep to maintain. But yeah, I suppose that's just the, local healing vendor. The mine. Huh. Oh, yeah, that looks like a location we'll have to revisit at some point. Oh, scavengers. Let's see if they've finished looting the Dark Castle for us.
Are you the local boss of the scavengers?
Yeah, you could say that. Not bossing much, I'm afraid. We used to have adventurers raiding around here, but now, just one.
One?
Yeah, she's around somewhere. You might run into her.
We found an old Temarian monastery south of here.
Yeah? Tell me where. We'll take care of it.
Oh, I didn't even realize we had a quest to talk to her. Quest complete. There we go. Okay. So we had to talk to her to gain access to the scavenger board in Copparan. Not that they actually have anything for us just yet. We'll have to wait another few days for that. Yeah, that's definitely very distinct. Combined with that fast travel marker, I have to assume we're going in there at some point. Hello there.
Keep out, strangers!
Sorry?
Ha! The Senard's hopping mad.
Why's that?
The whole week he's been waiting, and still no meeting with the Baron.
Well, that's weird. Usually they meet every day at least. Like an old couple, the two of them.
Okay, so it's definitely one of them. Either the Baron or the Senard.
Charming little town.
Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, let's go have a chat with Welch. I see we've got Niconen over there, spying on the guards out front. I think he's probably normal. He's just caught between whatever's going on between the Baron and the Senard.
Well, mate, what can we do for you on this fine morning?
The Senard sent us to talk to you. Anything unusual in recent days?
Well, the Baron came back with a bunch of prisoners. Highwaymen, apparently. I'm wondering why they didn't hang them on the spot.
Hanging, eh? Would that be the normal practice?
Yes. You don't need that many prisoners to make them talk, if you ask me.
Interesting.
We should go. Pleasure doing business with you. Stay in the light.
Again, that doesn't really give us a clear answer. Fake prisoners could be used to smuggle in more Sorax. But they could also be, like, mercenaries brought in as guards the Baron can trust. I don't know.
Well met again. So, you've had a chance to walk around the city and hear what people are saying? So, what do you think?
Well, I am not sure what to think yet. What do you think?
Something is wrong. Soldiers back from a patrol denied leave. Posted to guard duty instead of visiting the tavern.
The story with the highwaymen is also weird. Why keep them prisoner? Normally the penalty is clear and swift. On the frontier, you don't feed idle people, particularly not scum like highwaymen. At best, you put them to work. At worst, they become fertilizer.
There are two things I didn't mention in our last conversation. Things about Roald and the Baron.
What about Roald?
When you told me of Roald's death and returned his personal effects, I was speechless. Not out of grief, but because not a week before, Roald had come back from patrol.
You mean one of them is not who he seems? What about the Baron?
I've known him for 20 years. I was a founding member of the company. Now, for the first time in 10 years, I am Officer of the Day posted here, and that's not all. For the last 10 years, he's always called me Joris. Now, all of a sudden, it's back to Nikkonen. Something's wrong. I can feel it.
Suggestion, Sarge?
The Synod mentioned your mission. He and I go back a long way. So, go to see the Baron and tell him your heirloom story. I know what his normal reaction would be. So come back and we can compare notes. And if I were you, I wouldn't mention Roald, the caravan, or anything else. Clear skies to you.
Yeah. So maybe Nikkonen doesn't really know who's been replaced either, because it definitely feels like he's got us probing both sides.
The Baron's waiting for you.
Of course, if they wanted to get really twisty, it could turn out that Nikkonen himself is actually the imposter, and that he is just trying to manipulate the new adventurers in town into killing one or both of the actual rightful rulers of Copparan. See, like this really feels too complex to just be set dressing. It really feels like we're intended to eventually fight a battle here. Oh wow, that goes all the way across town. Huh. I wonder if that goes anywhere. No, looks like it cuts off once you get out to the river. But I did notice that we passed a ladder access back near the front gate. So that makes me wonder if you could actually use this to bypass the guards and visit the Baron before you actually talk to the Synod. I wonder if that would change things. Alright, well, let's go have a chat with the Baron, see where that takes us.
Greetings, adventurers. Sergeant Niconen says you want to see me on some urgent matter?
Yes, it concerns our traveling companion, Lady Cathaela.
Then let her speak for herself.
My lord, before the cataclysm, this valley was in the care of my family. Alas, only a few of us managed to survive, and none at all in the valley.
A sad tale, my lady, but not uncommon. Those were dire times.
My father passed away recently. Upon his deathbed, he mentioned some family heirlooms left in a hidden room somewhere in the fortress. With your leave, my lord, I would like to search for this hidden room and retrieve my family's belongings.
Out of the question. This is my castle, and all in it belongs to me. Now begone, and be glad that, as a guest, you are protected by our customs. Otherwise, your impudence would land you in the dungeon.
He's rude, but he's a dwarf after all.
Yeah, but that still seemed like it escalated pretty quickly. There's Niconen.
Ah, you're back. How did the audience go?
Clear skies. Well, he didn't imprison us, just threw us out.
Just threw you out? That's not like him at all.
Oh? He's not always so generous to strangers?
No. Just pragmatic and smart.
Pragmatic?
It would be cheaper to let you find the heirlooms under close escort. He'd demand a fee, but it's easier than having to search for himself.
Smart?
Of course, smart. If we assume Lady Cathaela's story is true, then arresting her or coercing her could have drawn the ire of an elven clan. A pretty stupid move for stuff which might only have sentimental value, so not like Dromnir at all.
Fine. What do you suggest?
Let me make some preparations. You go back to him tomorrow, as envoys of the Legacy Council.
He is a nice dwarf.
I am so confused. I mean, the most obvious explanation is that the Baron has been replaced and the guards and highwaymen are just a bunch of Sorax in disguise, all lying in wait in his keep. But it just seems too simple. Especially because if we assume that the Baron is the Baron, and he knows something is going on in town, but he doesn't know exactly what, his hostile behavior could easily be a manifestation of his paranoia about not knowing who to trust. Because we're just some random dudes who showed up and asked to start poking around his castle. So of course he'd want to get rid of us.
Welcome to the inn.
We'd like to stay for the night.
Sure, get settled.
Oh good, we're doing this in the middle of the night. That certainly bodes well. Let's get lights up.
Light is with us.
Oh, and I have gotten some clarification on Sorax. Unlike vampires or wraiths, the light does not actually hurt them, but it does temporarily strip their buffs. But yeah, that definitely does make it a bit more suspicious that Niconen set this meeting up after sunset. Oh, and there he is, waiting for us. Out in this dark courtyard.
Sergeant Niconen, why are you bringing these people to me again?
My lord, they showed me credentials that I thought you should see.
Credentials? What do credentials have to do with Lady Kitaea's claims?
My lord, we are deputies of the Legacy Council.
And the Legacy Council interferes in Copparan's affairs?
Quite the contrary, my lord. The Council would appreciate Copparan's help.
Why didn't you say so yesterday?
We do not flaunt our allegiance unless there is need, my lord.
Lady Kitaea has agreed to help the Council in a delicate and vital matter.
And what is that?
Historical research.
Those baubles have some historical value?
We believe so, my lord. We wouldn't be here otherwise.
Then why not just say so?
Confidential matters are best handled confidentially, my lord.
Then, shall we search for these heirlooms together? I shall escort you, and we'll inventory the historical items. Then we can discuss a reasonable share for the keep.
That would be more than fair, my lord.
Then please, lead the way. Where should we start?
In the basement, my lord.
Let's go then. Niconen, you were right to bring them to me. Now back to your post.
Yes, my lord.
The Baron's waiting for you.
Oh, yeah? Oh, good. We're in the prison. It is, very reassuring. Okay. My adventurer senses are tingling. We've got something coming up here. I don't know who's attacking who, but something's going to happen. So, let's get buffs up. All right, let us proceed. This way? We've got something over there. Oh, and we've got an Elven Moonlight puzzle. And there's the Baron.
Here, this is the place.
And so near the dungeons. How subtle and fitting. Please, Lady Kitaea, before we inventory your heirlooms, there is something I wish to show you. You will find it interesting, hopefully.
Is that the Baron?
Now we shall all have a nice long chat together. And you will give me that crown.
Well, well, now I feel silly. I was trying to second guess what kind of twist they were going to throw at us, and it turns out it was just the most obvious one. Oh yeah, there's Niconen coming to our rescue. He is a nice dwarf. On the bright side, these guys don't actually look that tough, with the sole exception of the fake Baron. So we'll take out his guards, and then we'll just focus fire on the big guy.
Ooh! You'll die anyway.
Ooh!
Okay, so we're not off to a great start. But there's no need to panic just yet. You know, I just realized most of these torches are lit, but not the one right next to where the Baron was waiting for us. That's a nice little detail. Alright, guys, come on. In fact, we are in town. We can take a long rest whenever we want to, so let's go nuclear.
A victory fit for a song.
When you can't land a hit, you just take the 2-hit roll out of the equation. I have to imagine Niconen is vital, so we're not going to take any chances with him. He'll help us dogpile the Baron. Yeah. This guy's still got a boatload of HP.
Another miss.
I hear you, man. I'm really starting to think that Sir is my spirit animal. Cool. Thanks for the assist, Lady Kathela. Big help.
Too slow.
Thank you, sir. And of course, he immediately gets shot in the back. Just the way it goes sometimes. Oh, hello there. Uh-oh. Holy crap. Okay, we might be in trouble here. Okay, Sir is now vulnerable to poison and piercing damage. We gotta pull him back. We've also gotta hit Niconen with some emergency healing because he just lost half his health to that one sneak attack.
Well done.
Impressive.
That's one problem dealt with. Let's patch Niconen. We're going to bring both of our casters up top. We'll burn down that guard first, but then we'll start raining fire on the rest of these guys.
Most unfortunate, that.
Yeah, that wasn't great. Let's hope, Kathela can pick up the spare. Okay, okay. Cathala. Ah. Well, you tried. That's what counts, I guess.
Just bad luck.
Nope, I do not like that. Death Blossom.
No quarter given.
Hey, not bad. Now, Henrik, could you please peel this assassin off of our casters? Yeah, I guess that'll do. Thank you, Henrik. All right, I think we've got this.
Try again.
Can't. Out of actions.
Ooh.
Let's get Sir up top. Oh, well, the dreaded misclick rears its ugly head, but that's fine. We're good.
Try again.
Huh. We've actually got one more straggler coming up on us. Better late than never.
That I like.
I, too, like spraying a fountain of death from my fingertips. we are done.
Damn it!
Or not. Not quite. Okay, guys, come on.
Come on, you can do better.
I have no words. Thank you, Sergeant Nikonen. Jeez. That said, I appreciate having a six-man party again. The game can clearly support it. The developers just made the conscious decision to split it 4-2 between custom player characters and companion NPCs. That's actually the same split they use in Wasteland 3, which we will be getting back to soon. Let's have a chat with the real Baron, see what he has to say about all this.
Grumnir, thank Einar you're safe.
Yes, I am. Thanks to Joris and these adventurers, it seems. Thank you.
Now, old friend, go see a teamer with Joris.
No, I'm fine.
I knew you'd say that. I am the Seynard, and you shall resume your duties. Only if our cleric says you're fit.
But...
No buts. I shall secure the keep and the valley till you're back. As for you, my friends, find Lady Cataela's belongings and meet me in the throne room.
Strike true.
Well, all's well that ends well. How do we get this? We can't get in the cell, and we can't interact with the door, so it has to have something to do with this. Oh yeah, I can kind of make out an elven symbol, but it's too badly faded. Interesting. Dusty old book. This looks like a list of guidelines for the fortress's personnel. It's clearly from the Manicalan era, long before the reign of the Seynards. Book. Excerpt from the Vale of Remembrance to the Vale of Dreams. Wild Spring Safe Key Code. Do not communicate outside the family. And Guest Cell Key Code. Communicate at the discretion of the warden. Oh, okay. I think I get it. The Early Days of Copparan. Excerpt from The Vale of Remembrance to the Vale of Dreams by Cram Steelspine, Seynard of the Mines. We had heard rumors, and then most of the elven troops garrisoned in our valley had left through the gates to meet a dire threat, with yet enough left behind to ensure that imperial law still ruled supreme. On this direst day, the sky broke, lightning fell again and again, and, worst of all, magic failed. I remember quite vividly the ashen face of our resident wizard, a young scion of a minor branch of House Ergetine, as he told Eldoril Sharpblade, the officer left in charge of the Vale, that mana had disappeared, and that he wasn't even able to light a candle with his magic. Eldoril Sharpblade was a no-nonsense elven veteran, who quickly realized that none of his contingency orders covered such an happenstance. Like every thrall, I was planning rebellion against the Imperial Order. In the middle of the destruction wreaked by this cataclysm, Eldoril made me realize our fates were intertwined. Without magic, without the Empire behind him, there was no way he would be able to compel us to behave like good little Imperial thralls. On the other hand, some of his patrols had brought back the corpses of very dangerous-looking monsters, and his men had the equipment, discipline, and training needed to face such fearsome foes. If it could have been that simple, the young Ergetine wizard thought himself the equal of a master in wit, if not in power, and managed to convince his personal guard to follow him on a trek towards the Imperial Heartlands, away from... Wait. Seems to be a slight formatting error there. As Eldoril didn't want to pitch his troops against fellow elves, he let them go with a heavy heart. It was the last we heard and saw of them. 1 year after the cataclysm, I met my first humans. Eldoril was able to tell me they were not, as I thought, an enemy, but rather refugees turned allies of the Empire. And what a sorry bunch they were. Some elderly, children, women, not many fighting men among them, and they were following an old man, Eagle Karst, decked in clothes the color of fire. This first winter had been more than dire, but somehow the steep walls of our valley had shielded us, and we had room left to give these people a roof, provided they could forage for their food. At that, Eagle Karst, the cleric of Arran, had a small smile, and out of nothing conjured a feast for his followers. We were all struck down. Magic was returning. They couldn't feel mana. Eagle confirmed this, explaining that he was only a vessel channeling mana offered by the gods so that his flock could survive. Those human gods were real, and their magic was functioning, and those humans were all skilled with their hands, not being used to having magic at their disposition for every single task. Soon, they weren't refugees anymore, but valued members of our community, helping mend and repair with their hands and stone and wood, instead of spells and mana. Their expertise was welcome, as our foraging parties couldn't wander anymore outside the fortress walls, as the weather and the monsters redoubled their assault. By now, even the fiercest of the anti-Manicolin among my miners approve of our tentative partnership with their erstwhile guards, as those have shown us that, whatever their faults, their courage more than makes up for. I am Cram Steelspine, the foreman of the mine, speaker to the elves and Seanard of the mines. Seanard I remain, but of the whole Vale of Copparan, as we have chosen to rename our enclave. Strike true, fellow miners. Alright, so obviously we had some formatting and or translation errors there. But there's enough there for us to get the general gist of what they were going for. Some interesting backstory about the Vale of Copparan, and the tensions between the different races after the events of the Cataclysm, the collapse of the Elven Empire, and the arrival of the humans and their gods. Anyway, let's go have a look at that puzzle. right? That would be the... I think that's the Wild Spring code. Let's go ahead and enter that one first. It looks kind of like an unbloomed flower. Hey, and there we go. Actually, you know what? Let's see if we can crack open that cell while we're out here. I mean, I'm assuming that has to be what the other code is for. Looks like we need to lose the bulb on the bottom, and then swap the flower to one that's just starting to blossom. Blossoming flower. Lose the bulb. Well, that didn't do it. Oh, right. We have to get rid of the unblossomed flower. And there we go. I will say, though, I was expecting it to open the cell door and not collapse the back wall. But, whatever works.
Tell us, Lady Cathala, what did you find? A gem?
This is my spell book. I remember a wand, a robe, some money, as well as a piece of paper.
What does it say?
I don't know. There is only one word written on the paper. Adrastio.
Is that another place?
I'm not sure. I feel the pull coming back.
I guess we'll soon be on the road again then.
More monsters to kill. Fantastic.
What about that door? Another secret from Imperial times?
Henrik, get back in line. It's not natural to go say things when you're off by yourself. Ooh, handy haversack. Nice. I believe that brings us up to 3. We've also got some magic boots. Primed weapons. Let's have Henrik ID those boots. Oh, boots of elven kind. Though it's acting like we already ID'd them, which we definitely did not. Crafted in Colthanin for human allies of the realm, protecting its borders. Advantage on stealth. Requires attunement. Well, obviously we're giving that right to Sir. He's double proficient in stealth, but this will also give him advantage, which means he gets to roll twice and take the higher of the 2 results. He also has exactly 1 open attunement slot, so that works out pretty nicely. It's a good day for Sir. A handy haversack and some magic boots. Oh, we're not even done here. We've still got this door.
A major gate! Captain Ironshell was right.
This dusty old room?
Yes, look at it. It's perfectly intact.
It is locked, though.
Well, how do we unlock it?
You need to use its name. It would normally be engraved nearby, but this was a private, secret gate.
So, we can't use it.
I know its name. This was my family's.
So?
Once you get me to my master, I'll give you the name.
I guess that's fair.
And then we teleport to Caer-Kiflin? That's fantastic.
I'm not sure the Synod would want to wait.
Then I'll give him the name, but you still need to stay with me.
She's tough, but at least she doesn't sound crazy anymore.
Watch your words, you... Never mind.
Huh. Well, that's interesting. I think that's our first major gate. And of course it would be in a town that's just 2 days away from Caer-Kiflin. Oh my goodness. Bag of holding. This item was crafted to the specifications of Emperor Lathar the Gold Soul, who wanted treasures of the conquered province stocked in special bags. It is almost weightless and increases your carrying capacity enormously. No kidding. Wow, that is almost twice as much carrying capacity as our handy haversacks. That is a solid find. Quite possibly the best item we actually found today. At least in my eyes. Then again, I think it is pretty well established at this point that I am a hoarder. For me, anything that stalls those inevitable encumbrance penalties is easily worth its negative weight in gold. Alright folks, I think this brings us to a pretty good stopping point for now. We solved a mystery, we killed some Sorax, we rescued the Baron, and found our next lead. I feel like that's some pretty solid progress. We'll hit the pause button for now, but we will pick up here next time, as we tie up loose ends with the Baron and see where Lady Cathala is leading us next. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Solasta, Crown of the Magister, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official YouTube and Twitch channels, the official social media feeds, or the official store pages. As always, links are in the description.
Now be gone, and be glad that, as a guest, you are protected by our customs.